What's up everybody, welcome back to part 2 of a commentary playthrough that I'll be doing for Final Fantasy X, the HD remaster. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the first episode, and it was an eventful one where this guy over here, Tidus, had his hometown destroyed by a mysterious kind of water thing called Sin, and kind of got transported 1,000 years forwards in time, according to this young lady over here. So things are a bit confusing right now, and well, it's about to get a little bit worse. So let's keep talking and find out what happens next.
You said you play blitzball?
Uh-huh.
You know, you should go to Luca. Someone might know who you are, or you might find someone you recognize.
Luca?
Ah.
Huh.
Okay, leave it to me. I'll get you to Luca. Promise. You'd rather stay here?
Uh-uh.
Okay, I'll go tell the others. Wait here. Oh, and one thing. Don't tell anyone you're from Zanarkand, okay? Yevon says it's a holy place. You might upset someone.
Oh, uh-huh. My Zanarkand? Some kind of holy place? Yeah, right, I thought. Since when? Yevon? Sin? Luca? I thought Sin just took me to a faraway place, that I could go back in a day or two. But 1,000 years into the future? No way! Whoa, whoa!
Etonic! Etonic!
Whoa! Ah!
So this Sin thing just seems to be following Tidus wherever he goes, so it's quite interesting, and still we don't know what it looks like. It's just a random kind of thing. Let's see where we end up this time.
Rikku! Blitzball!
Hey, you okay?
Hey!
Alright, so we've got a blitzball, so that's a good start. Now, what I will show you guys is over to this side, there is a treasure chest, but I will not be opening it yet because that has something to do with part of the side quest. So, in order to kind of make the side quest section a little bit more structured, I'm going to leave that unopened for now. But there is a very, very important item in there. And can I go over to this side first before I chat to these guys? Yep. Okay. think there's a chest over here that I can open before I get things going. So it kind of seems like Sin made a mistake the first time. He's like, oh shit, I threw you into the wrong place, let's try this one again. And he sucked him in and thrown him somewhere else. So let's see if he's ended up back in the correct timeline.
Yo. Hiya.
You wanna try that move one more time?
Finally. Things were starting to look up.
You know, amateur. Who you play for?
The Xanarkin Abes.
What team you say again?
I meant, forget that. I got too, close to Sin, and my head's all foggy like. So, I don't know where this place is, or even where I came from.
Sin's toxin got to you, but you're still alive. Praise be to Yevon. All right, back to practice. I'm Waka, coach and captain of the Besaid aurochs, brother. What, you hungry? Okay, back to the village. I'll get you something.
Yeah, so when I first played this game and I saw this guy called Waka and I heard his voice, I just, obviously up until that point I really hadn't played these kind of games before, so this was really the first kind of oh wow, he sucks. This is some kind of, you know, this was the first time I really played a story-driven game, and at this point I was already really starting to get sucked into the story, and just seeing a guy like Waka was just so different, because obviously you've got, you know, Tidus with his, you know, young American accent, and you've got Auron with his classic badass accent, and this Waka guy was just so different, and I really enjoyed him, and I've always liked his voice in this game. And just a little bit of trivia, that if you've ever watched Futurama, there's a character called Bender in that series, and he also does the voice acting for Bender as well.
I felt like I could trust this Waka, so I just had to ask. It's true Xanarkin was destroyed, right? 1,000 years ago? So it's just a big pile of rubble now, isn't it?
Long time ago, there were a whole lot of cities in Spira. Big cities with machina, machines to run them. People played all day and let the machina do the work. And then, well, take a look. Sin came and destroyed the machina cities. And Xanarkand along with him. Yeah, that was about 1,000 years ago, just like you said. If you ask me, Sin's our punishment for letting things get out of hand. What gets me, though, is we gotta suffer because of what some goofballs did way back when. Of course, we must always repent for our sins. That's important. It's just that it's hard to keep at it sometimes, you know?
It was just as Rikku said. Waka and Rikku couldn't both be lying. Why would they?
But you from the Xanarkand Abes, that was a good one, huh? Hey, I'm not saying that team never existed, yeah? But you gotta figure, a team living in luxury like that be pretty soft, eh?
I appreciated the fact that Waka was trying to cheer me up. But at that time, all I could think about was everything that happened to me. All this started with Sin. Maybe if I could find Sin one more time, I could go home. For now, I'd just live life until that time came. No more worrying about where or when I was. Sure, it was hard not to think of home, but I started to feel better already. A little better, maybe.
I really do like the music there. So in the cutscene they kind of show you that treasure chest as well, just in case you haven't seen it yet, so you can see it in the cutscene and be like, shit, I forgot that one. But it seems like he's still 1,000 years ahead in time. And at the end of the day, Tidus has always been kind of labelled as one of the... He's like a, you know, a moany little bitch. And he's an annoying protagonist. So people that don't like, you know, the story, don't like the game, don't like Tidus...
Hey, it's this way!
That's their, you know, major criticism of him. And of course, yes, he is a bit of a whiny bitch, and he's going to get a little bit worse. But let's put things into perspective here. He's a 17-year-old blitzball star, and he suddenly gets transported 1,000 years in time, and his hometown is apparently destroyed and is now some holy city, and he has no idea what the hell is going on. I mean, it's very difficult to really, you know, understand what a person would feel if that happened to them. So I've always thought it's kind of normal for him to be a bit weird about it. So I don't know, I'll leave you to make your own opinions up about it if it's your first time watching. But yeah, I'll let you make up your own opinion if it's your first time watching. But try and understand what he's going through here.
Huh?
What's the big idea?
Alright, let's get going. There's going to be some random encounters in here, and I think there's some treasure chests underwater as well. But at this stage most stuff is insignificant. Not very important. But I'll try my best to find it anyway. And what you'll notice is once the battles get going, Waka is on our side. And also what you'll notice is Waka is actually weaker than Tidus. So, yeah. It probably has something to do with the fact that he's using a ball to attack rather than anything else. So yeah, you can see he's not very powerful yet. But I do like that idea that he's using a blitzball to attack. I think it's pretty cool. Yes, it's not logistically very sound, but who cares? It looks different. Would have been boring if it was just another one of these, you know, sword kind of characters. I can have enough of those anyway. I would have preferred playing without the map, but I'm just doing it just in case there's stuff that I missed. There's like a secret path off the beaten track that I don't see. So. We haven't exactly had a massive variety of enemies yet. It's been, well, mostly piranhas. I'll take out this trio first because they're going to do the most damage. But there's a reason that Waka is slightly underpowered compared to Tidus, and that's because he's a bit more specialised in terms of the status effects that he can generate. Let's move along. So obviously, like I mentioned before, everyone has their own individualised portion of the sphere grid to start with, and obviously they all have their own different levels of growth. So, for example, I think, as far as I know, Waka's is like the best sphere grid physically, so he gains the most strength out of any of the characters that go from start to finish. So he starts off as weaker than Tidus, but I think he ends up being stronger. Don't quote me on that because I don't fully remember the final figures, but he does gain a lot of strength along the way. And you can see he has attacks like up here, for example, sleep attack, Dark Buster, this kind of stuff. So Tidus is not going to be able to use these moves for a very long time. So that's why Waka is sometimes beneficial instead of Tidus. And actually, as we move on in the game, Waka pretty much becomes, you know, frontline, irreplaceable member of the first three. But that's kind of much later on when we get to Dark Aeons and that kind of stuff. Because you're definitely going to want Waka in your team when you start doing side quests. Yeah, Waka's overdrive at the moment is not too effective either. It's not the best. But another interesting thing about Waka is that he ends up getting one of the best overdrives in the game. But that's a little bit later on as well. So, and you're going to have to do some blitzing for it. So we'll get to that. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Shit. Okay, so there's preemptive strikes, there's regular counters, and there's ambushes. So as you can see in the ambush, the enemies always get the first turn. And again, there's technical information about this in terms of tick speeds and that kind of stuff. But simply put, the enemies will get to go first. And the only way to stop that from happening is if you have a weapon that's equipped with the first strike ability. And we're not going to be getting that for a little while yet. So at the moment, when you get an ambush, there's not really much you can do. You have to hope that you don't die. So that's why it's important to keep your characters at a decent level of HP in case you do get an ambush and things go wrong. But also what you can do is get an initiative equipped weapon as well. And I think we can get that maybe a little bit earlier. But still, for now, we will have to bear with ambushes.
Let me go!
Got a favor to ask you.
You want me on your team, right?
Hmm? A major blitz tournament's coming up. All the teams in Spira will be there. It's so huge, I'm sure someone there will recognize you. Then you can go back to your old team, right? It'll be fun. What do you say, huh? Come on, come on!
Sure thing.
Dude, our team is gonna rock, eh?
I thought then that blitzball and sin were the only two things that Spira and Zanarkand had in common. I wasn't too far off either.
Yep, that's exactly what it seems like right now. And it's nice to have a change up from having someone like Auron with you, because Waka is just a completely different character. He's good fun.
This is where I was born. I started Blitz when I was 5. I joined the aurochs at 13, 10 years ago. 10 years. And we never won a game. Well, after last year's tournament, I quit. Time seemed right.
I'm not sure Tidus really cares too much right now. He's worried more about his stomach.
So, after quitting, I got this new job, yeah? But every time my mind wandered, I thought about the game.
10 years without a single win will do that.
My first match last year was my big chance. But something else was on my mind. I couldn't focus.
Nice excuse.
Hey, hey!
So, you want to win the next tournament. Go out with a bang. So, what's our goal?
I don't care how we do. As long as we play our best. If we give it our all, I can walk away happy.
No. If I say, what's our goal? You say, victory! When you play in a blitzball tournament, you play to win.
Victory? You're serious?
Oh, Tidus has got big plans. But I can kind of understand what Waka's going through. I played football, or soccer if you're American, when I was in high school. And the team that I played for one season, I think we won like 2 games or 3 games the entire season. So I know how it feels to constantly get beaten week in, week out, and what that does for your mentality. But I'll have you know, it had nothing to do with me. I was like the best player on the team. You can believe me on that. But at least there's blitzball, so Tidus is not too... He's trying to keep himself upbeat at the prospect of this massive blitzball tournament.
Ah, the one from the sea.
Be on guard. There are fiends on the road today.
After surviving your run-in with Sin, 'twould be a shame if something happened now.
Who are they?
Luzu and Gata, Crusaders.
Huh?
Cruise of what?
What, you forgot that too? Hey, sorry. Don't worry about it. I'll help you out.
Cool. In return, come tournament time, I'll make sure we take the cup.
Cool. About the Crusaders, you can ask them yourself. They got a lodge in a village.
Okay, welcome to Besaid village.